Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. Another paid request this time for Guillermo. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the found footage film Mount Nabi from 2014. One of those that's a bit hard to find, and like I said, Guillermo's pretty generous guy, so thank you for that. And I'm always curious when he sends requests for found footage, because like I've said before, either it'll be crappy but it'll give me something to talk about, or it'll be a hidden gem, it'll give me something to talk about. This, I can appreciate some elements that they were doing, but I wouldn't say I was a fan of the movie. Doesn't help that the first minute or two is a lot of loud, annoying distortion of the camera, fast editing that's showing pretty much the gist of the film if you're paying close attention, screaming at the top of their lungs. I'm like, great, this is a great way to open up the film. So it takes place in Japan, and it's about this team, about six to eight people that are going to film a found footage movie out in the forest. That's found footage about a ghost, something to do with a shrine. And you have the director, you have, I guess you would call him the producer, I don't know how else to call him. You have the guy filming the behind the scenes footage. You have this one girl who's the actress, but you have this other girl who you tell that the director and her have a past. And she thought she was going to be the lead actress. But I don't really get much of a handle on the characters. I don't think they did much of building up the characters. But anyway, they're heading off to the forest. You get a bit. The most idea of the characters is like the director is very adamant to do his film. Like, he has the actors redo them hiking up over and over and over again, as if he was fucking Stanley Kubrick. And man, there's a lot of loud screaming and shaking. Like, if you get nauseous, you don't have to take a damn pill before you watch this movie. And also watch the movie turned down. Now, granted, it's in subtitles, so my advice, if you ever do see the film, is just turn it as much down as possible, and just read the subtitles with a little bit of the your. Trust me, your eardrums will thank you. As they're doing this, they see a UFO, very cheap, like white light going across the sky, and they're like, "We're gonna change our movie. We're gonna put this UFO in there, and we'll change it to an alien found footage movie." And I wish they went more into this meta of making a found footage, but it's a found footage. Like Butterfly Kisses, I think did that much better. There's other films that did that much better. That had a bit of a meta take on it. One Cut of the Dead, for me, a much better movie than this, which ultimately becomes about the joys of filmmaking. I don't want to spoil One Cut of the Dead, but I highly recommend that film, because I think that film is 10 times better than this. This, if you like long alien penises, but you never thought those words come out of my mouth, but yes, One Cut of the Dead is a much better film, much better movie, much more impressive. This one, they're searching for this UFO. They go over this one place. They leave some people behind. They're arguing or looking at something. They hear screaming. They come back. They find one of their folks cut in half. So nice that there is at least some bit of gore in the movie. They see a guy's been cut in half. What's going on? They find the women at least one of the women, looks like she's been sexually assaulted. So they try and find the other lady. They come back, and the guy who was there to look over the lady's been assaulted, he's missing. They find his camera, they look at it, they realize he's been taken, he was cut in half, and you see his bottom half thrown, and they look up, they see the top half in the tree. And that's when, okay, I appreciate sort of the crazy bits of violence that being incorporated into this. It's not typical in a found footage film. It's not typical in this type of film. And you find out it's these aliens that look like the villains in a Guyver movie or a Power Rangers movie. I know I'm not the first one to say that, but I agree with their assessment. It does look like a villain in the Guyver. And for a low budget film, the suit wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad looking. The arms are more like blades. It's pretty much black, dark colored of a bodysuit. Its head, again, reminds me of a Guyver creature or Power Ranger villain creature. And it's got a long, thin penis. So that's how they do in Japanese, huh? In Japan, huh? That's not something I needed to see. It's not something I ever needed to see. Bunch of alien dick. And this is it. It becomes a lot of guys shrieking at the top of their lungs when you're thinking, dude, do you not know about low profile? You're shrieking at the top of your lungs. Everybody does it. And they have to literally go into someone's face and shriek at the top of their lungs. And I'm like, y'all don't know where you're at. I could hear where you're at, all the way here in America. No wonder that shrieking I heard from years before. It was you. And another one gets pulled away, and you hear the sounds, and his top half is left, and he's trying to crawl. Decent effects. And then by this point, there's the two ladies, there's the director, there's the behind-the-scenes filmmaker. Pretty much those four left. And the ladies, one in particular, pretty much after this, they almost act like deadites from Evil Dead, possessed. They even throw a line that I swear is from the Evil Dead where she's your girlfriend, you take care of her. Sure your name isn't Scotty? Scott. And just a lot of camera shaking, a lot of going through the forest, a lot of yelling, to the point I'm going, stop fucking yelling. Stop giving away your position. Stop getting 2 inches away from someone and screaming at the top of your lungs and dialogue. Like, oh, Jesus. So, spoiler alert, that girl wanders, and one of the girls wanders after attacking the cameraman and falls to her death. Just the 3 of them left. The other girl who the director had, they had a pass with, she's pregnant. So I'm like, great, it's Inseminoid now. It's like a found footage version of Inseminoid. I didn't like Inseminoid to begin with. The 3 of them are in this cave. The director gets the cameraman gets decapitated. The director gets stabbed through the chest. The lady screams. You hear this gurgling. She gives birth. and the creature comes in and has the baby. Again, for a low budget, not too bad of effects done practically. The director's crawling. He looks up and the creature finishes him off. They get beamed up and then the movie ends. I mean, to be fair, when you look at the poster or you look at the cover, it does stuff you wouldn't expect. So for those I can't say that it just does the same thing and it's typical. So if people who are hardcore found footage films enjoy it, you're hardcore fans of the genre, you enjoy for that, I can understand. It's just, I'll give credit to having some gore where people get decapitated or cut in half. I give credit where the suit, like I said, like a baddie from the Diver Power Rangers, not a bad looking suit. I could do with a lot less alien dick. Thought that was a bit much. And again, it comes off like Inseminoid, which I didn't like that movie either. So yeah, it was different, but it's not something I was really scared of. I mean, I was more annoyed by anything with all the screaming and yelling. And I mean, if you think other films have the camera shake, this is one of them that you will get a lot of motion sickness. Mount Alien Dick. The diver penis. Might as well be called that, the diver penis. You change a couple things, there could have been a fucking weird Sentai porn. Guess that's not really my cup of tea when it comes to that. If it's going to be your cup of tea, be my guest. The characters, they were really I gave a rat's ass about. The director seemed like a douche, that character. The other people, you don't really get much of their personality or background before the shit really happens and hits the fan. So I can't really say I cared about what was going on. Then going back to a film like Butterfly Kisses, they actually did a decent job building up this guy who found his tapes, and you find out he wanted to be a filmmaker, but now he's doing wedding videos, and maybe there's a resentment, or he wished he could have gotten bigger, he wishes he could have been a big director, this is his big chance to edit this stuff, but then things are taking a turn, and like that has a bit more story and character going. But yeah, if you want to give it a shot, be my guest, but it's not my cup of tea. That's just me. Maybe with a lot less shouting and screaming every 85 seconds. Maybe a little bit more development of the characters at the beginning. Maybe a lot less alien dick. Maybe have an ending that, everybody dies at the end. Like 85% of these movies. Or 90% of these movies. So, it's not a typical ending, but at the same time, it is a typical ending in terms of found footage. So, I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. The Forest, even then, like, it didn't. There are other found footage films that made the Forest look creepy or scary or unsettling. Not really the case here. Like, the Blair Witch Project made the Forest seem very creepy. This, I don't know, I think didn't utilize its location as well as it could have. It's just a forest just because it's a forest. That's it. It's just called Mount Nabi. But it didn't utilize its location as well as I think it could have. I mean, it could have been shot in someone's backyard and might as well. And so after a while, it got kind of boring. Along with the having to turn the damn video down because of the shrieking. hey, maybe you'll like him more than me. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.